Willkommen zu einer weiteren Folge. Reden wir mit Tennessee.
Hey, Roy. You need me?
I wanted to know,
Wie wurdest du ein Kopfgeldjäger?
how'd you become a bounty hunter?
It's a long story, but basically I didn't have much choice. I was living in Shadowlair at the time, had some problems, had to get out. I started working for a guy, a real bastard to be honest. But he respected me and vice versa. One day he got shot and they tried to make me take the fall. I didn't have a choice. I had to go find the guys. That's how I started.
I wanted to...
Was weißt du über den Typen, der dich angehört hat?
What do you know about the guy who hired you?
Another guy with a ridiculous name. Generosity, I think. Yeah, right. He looks as generous as a good kick in the ass. And he comes across all lit up, too, like a war windmill. They said he's pretty high up in the source. Probably didn't make the decision on his own, like always with these inbreeds. You can bet the whole guild wants your head. And the bounty was high. Real sad.
Bereust du etwas?
What do you regret? The bounty? Or the fact that my head's still on my shoulders?
The bounty? Nice amount of cash, you know. They must have kept it somewhere for when I showed back up. If we could get our hands on it.
I don't see how you expect to stumble across it, unless you want to go straight to the source.
No thanks. I saw enough guys with batteries shoved up their ass for a lifetime, I think.
Was denkst du über den Widerstand?
What do you think about the resistance?
Dreamers completely disconnected from the real world. People who are doing everything to change the world but don't understand they might just destroy it. Figure they're dangerous in their way. Bunch of freaks who think they know the real truth. Fucking extremists that gotta be real bitter because they weren't born with power.
Was denkst du über den General?
What do you think of Honor Grant?
Our national hero? Want my opinion? I can't say I really know him, but the idea that if he could have taken over at the top from his buddy, he'd have done it. That guy can pretend he's as straight as an arrow, the paragon of virtue and all that shit. But he's just like everyone else. He just wants power.
Kennst du Green Hope?
You ever go to Green Hope?
Yeah, ages ago. Still part of Abundance at the time. I was looking for a guy who was passing himself off as a farm worker. Changed a lot since then. I doubt what I know from back then is still good. Sorry, buddy.
Warum sind die Technomanten an diesem Ort interessiert?
What do you think the technomancers have been searching around here?
You're more like them, Roy, and you know them better. But apart from the fact the place could be worth a fortune, it's also pretty far from Shadowlair.
Sprich weiter.
I'm listening.
If you had something a bit questionable to do, you wouldn't do it in the main city square, right? Somewhere big, but isolated, where there's lots of comings and goings because of the reconstruction. That's a good spot. Way better than in the middle of Shadowlair where all eyes are on you. I figure they're getting something shady ready. Maybe a coup. And there's no way they're going to let someone stir up shit in their business without reacting.
There's something else I want to ask you.
Tschüss.
Later.
Okay, mit Mark Bow talken, aber wow. Ein Bett, zwei Betten. Hui.
Well, I was expecting a technomancer, and here we have two. Two for the price of one. I hope neither of you is planning on stabbing me in the back.
Who would I betray you to? The source is after me too, just like Roy.
Judy has vouched for you, Roy. She thinks that with your help, we can save the kid. I heard he died despite everything. I know you were close. I imagine that gives you a good reason to fight on our side. Revenge is a powerful force. Regardless, we've got work here. A lot of work. And it's time to get down to it.
Here? Really? There are two of our people who look like they're keeping an eye on something, but what's so special about Green Hope, apart from the mass grave?
As you know, we are mainly trying to counter the technomancers. But through prisoners that were freed during the attack on the train, we found out they'd opened a worksite in the camp. They said a large group came here and seemed real excited. Seeing as they're only interested in power, there's got to be something here that could make them powerful. We can't let them have it, so we're going to destroy the site. There's a gas line crossing it. Open the right valve, and boom.
It's a pretty simple approach, but no matter. I'll take care of that.
Ich habe ein paar
I'm
Fragen.
listening.
Wie bist du zum Widerstand gekommen?
How did you come to join the Resistance? Were you in the militia too?
No, I wasn't in the militia. I thought the alliance with the Technomancers was too risky. I figured it would end badly, but I had no idea that it would end this badly. A lot of my friends were in it though. People who really believed in what Wisdom promised. That after the war, if the militia helped beat Abundance, he'd change the people's status. In fact, to be honest, I was already in a protest movement. I organized meetings even before the war was declared. I already wanted to change things then. Obviously, when the militia got almost wiped out after the victory, I understood we had to do more than just have meetings, and I created the Resistance.
Zack.
I'm listening.
Was hast du während des Kriegs gemacht?
You got drafted during the war, I suppose.
Yeah, and I fought too, but I was lucky. I was part of the reserve troops. We mostly took care of logistics. I wasn't in any skirmishes. Most of the troops were in front.
So, mit Mark O gesprochen. 5000 Erfahrung. Geh zur Arbeitsstelle. Sabotage.
Roy, I need to talk to you.
I'm listening.
I don't know how it happened, but I've fallen in love with you. I wanted to tell you before the fighting and all that.
I feel the same way, Judy. Why don't we fall in love for a couple of minutes? Or a lifetime?
Ah, verdammt. Jetzt wollte ich das noch probieren.
You're a surprisingly good man. I didn't think a renegade would show so much respect for life.
You thought I was a bloodthirsty monster? Is that it?
No, I mean, perhaps. My masters always taught us that outcasts were evil. But you spare your enemies.
Das Leben ist wertvoll.
It's often said that life is precious, right? I'd rather leave people alive when I can.
And yet you killed Sean.
He didn't really give me a choice. If he'd have gotten back up, we'd have had half the soldiers in Abundance after us. I had to kill him. I'm sorry.
Hey, Roy. You need me?
Nö.
Later.
Ach so, okay. Aber wir müssen zur Sabotage. Also renne ich lieber wieder zurück. Ups, jetzt heißt es abgebrochen, egal. Aber was für ein Widerstand, ey. 6 Leute im Prinzip. Ach so, stimmt, das war ja noch nicht hier. Aber im Prinzip kann da ja gar nicht mehr so viel kommen, oder? Nebenquests haben wir jetzt gut erfüllt. Ach, jetzt sind die auf einmal weg. Ach, dann sind es eigentlich 10 Leute mit den 2 noch. Nee, warte mal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 Leute. Sabotiere das Gasventil. Oh. Da kommen doch bestimmt ein paar Gegner, oder? Na, sag ich doch. Hä? Wie konnte der mich jetzt getroffen haben? Ach so, der Typ da hinten eventuell. So, zack. Ich will natürlich alle Orte erkunden, bevor wir das machen. Wird wahrscheinlich voll von Feinden sein, aber egal. Wie sieht es munitionstechnisch gerade aus? Falsche Taste. 22 Schuss. Oh Mist. Gut. Wo habe ich denn die andere Wache erschlagen gehabt? Bin ich jetzt doof? Hä? La 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 la. 1, 2, 3. War das hier im Dunkeln? Da.
Yes?
I wanted to know.
Okay.
I wanted to ask you.
Und tschüss. Mich irritiert bloß. Eigentlich soll ich ja hier auch durchkommen. Na gut. Das war nicht gut. Oh, schnell weg. Okay. Whatever das eigentlich ist. Na gut, machen wir erstmal wieder ein Folgenpäuschen. Spitze wieder gemäht. Bis dann.